enjoyed watching where our motorhome has been on its first trip around Europe.
If you're thinking of doing your own trip, carry on watching, because we're going to share with you the costs of getting 2 people, a motorhome and a dog into Europe. We spent 8 weeks abroad, split between France and Spain. So in that time, 2,646 miles were covered. That's between Felixstowe and Spain and return. The first 2 weeks we just leisurely travelled through France, over the Pyrenees, and then we spent a whole month in Catalonia before returning again through France. The only difference on the return route is we took a lower route through the Pyrenees to Narbonne, Perpignan, just to avoid the higher snowy and adverse weather conditions. During that time we averaged 29 miles per gallon, which I think is pretty good for a brand new vehicle just still running in. Would have been a lot more, but some of the steeper routes that we took really kill your average fuel consumption. We spent £879.82 on diesel. It's our most expensive purchase of the trip. It averaged out at over £109 per week. The total travel time was 84 hours and 25 minutes. The only other expenses are sort of travel fuel related, LPG. So we use a lot of gas for cooking, heating. The first month we only used about 11 litres. The second month we used probably twice as much, but our total LPG spend was £27.90. LPG in France and Spain, it's a piece of cake. It's vended from the pump like you would diesel or petrol, because we have a gas flow system. So for us, piece of cake, no exchanging cylinders. And the only other thing was AdBlue, where we had to spend £8.34 on about 9 to 10 litres of AdBlue.
Next up are our food costs, and we spent £807.49 across the 8 weeks. Works out at £100 a week. We ate in most of the time and only had the odd waffle or two and an odd beer throughout the trip, which means we also spent £44.89 on cafe and bar costs. To offset all the food we ate, we did walk a total of 292 miles, which works out at just over 5 miles a day.
During the trip, we stayed at 7 different campsites, and that totaled 23 nights. And the price of the campsites ranged between 16 and 25 euros. Some of them were municipal sites, and others we used the AXI card. We also stopped at 18 free airs, and that gave us an extra 25 nights. And finally, 6 paid airs for 7 nights, and the paid airs were 10 to 15 euros per night. So in total, we spent £477.10, which averages out to £59.64 per week.
Before setting off, we took Buddy to the vets to get his animal health certificate and rabies vaccination, and 5 days before we headed home, we took him to the local vet in France for his worming tablet. A really simple process. The cost for both trips to the vets for Buddy was £157.52. To get to Europe, the easiest thing for us to do was to use the Channel Tunnel because we had Buddy, our dog. We booked a flexi ticket which cost us £321 and was a godsend because of the number of times we had to change it due to delays in getting our van. We kept our sightseeing costs to a minimum because we've got the dog and we couldn't go in many places. So we only spent £55.92, including buying stickers. Instead, we made use of the outdoors, seeing as much nature as possible and doing plenty of walking.